This is a Visual Studio Code-like environment running in one of our cloud instances. It looks the same and works the same as Visual Studio Code Desktop, with the exception that it is accessed through a browser, and we are using this particular environment for our client workshops. Let me start by opening a COBOL program. As you can see, by default, VS Code does not recognize it and marks it as plain text. That is because COBOL support is not part of VS Code and has to be added through an extension. And that is exactly what the COBOL language support extension from the Code4z pack does. It helps VS Code to understand COBOL and provides all the capabilities you expect from a modern IDE. Let's take a look at how to install it. I move my mouse over the extensions icon in the VS Code activity bar on the left and click on it. As you can see, I already have a number of extensions installed, and to find another one, I type Broadcom into the edit box above, and it will show me all the extensions that Broadcom has published to the VS Code marketplace. And the third from the top is the COBOL language support. I have it already installed but temporarily disabled. Let's see what happens when I turn it on. As you can see, the source code gets immediately highlighted, and the program is properly recognized as COBOL. On the right-hand side, you can see what is called a minimap. It's a bird's eye view of the whole program to get a visual sense of its structure and be able to move quickly to a particular location. For example, I know this program has an evaluate statement at the bottom. I can visually find it in the minimap and click on it. And here it is. Now imagine this is a big evaluate that has many statements under every when condition, and it goes for many pages. I can move my cursor to the left next to the line number and click on the down arrowhead symbol. It will collapse the when condition. I can also collapse the whole evaluate and also an if statement if I need to. Let's go back to the evaluate. Sometimes I'm looking for a particular when condition, but I do not remember exactly what it looks like. To see all the when conditions at a glance, I shift-click on the down arrowhead of the evaluate statement. This collapses all the when conditions, and I can expand the one I'm interested in. When I click somewhere in the editor, the cursor is moved there, and the line at the top of the editor is updated with the current location of the cursor within the program. This is called the breadcrumbs, and here you can see I'm inside a procedure division in a paragraph called Update Accumulator. To see the other divisions and paragraphs, I can go to the File Explorer and open the outline view. I will make it bigger and collapse the data division, which contains all the field definitions. And here I can see all the paragraphs of my program, and I can click to quickly navigate among them. Let's go back to the Update Accumulator. If I want to know how a particular data field is defined, I place my cursor over it, and VS Code shows a hover with the field definition. Here I can see that the INP adopted amount is a level 5 field defined as pic93 inside a level 1 structure called adopted docs record. Oftentimes, I'm interested in all the places a particular field is used. To see that, I right-click on the field name and select Pic References. Now I can see all the references to this field inside of this program, starting with the current reference highlighted. I can quickly move among them, including the field definition in a copybook. If I would like to change the definition, I can double-click right here. Or I can right-click on the field name and select Go to Definition. Here I can change the field name, for example, to INR, adopted amount, and as soon as I do that, the program gets reanalyzed and turns red because the field INP adopted amount no longer exists. Let's revert the change and close the copybook. What we have done so far was all about navigation. Now let's take a look at editing. As soon as I start typing, I get a list of suggestions from autocomplete. If I press Ctrl space, I get additional information about a selected suggestion. And pressing a tab key will accept the suggestion. Similarly, I get suggestions for field names. All of this and more is provided by the COBOL language support extension.